Small town stories sometimes have the biggest impact. Such is the case in Brownville, New York, where one woman found a way to take her childhood and turn it into an enjoyable story for children and adults alike. And as our Jolene DeRosier tells us, it all starts with an idea.
That's right, Stefan. It does start with an idea. The idea is small and then it grows. It germinates like a flower, like a daisy in spring. And for Pamela C. of Brownville, her idea germinated right here.
The library here, I spent a lot of time here.
Pamela C. never thought the books she read at the Brownville Glen Park Library as a child would someday inspire her to write her own. Life has a way of leading us in unsuspecting directions. If we want to go left, it moves us right. If we want to go up, it moves us down. And when it's time to do something you never thought you'd do,
You will get something inside of you that says this is the time to do it. I'd always wanted to have some kind of a memoir of my childhood. I feel like I had a blessed childhood, and as I got older and I had grandchildren, I knew that I wanted to pass my memories down to them.
that she did. Using actual events from her own childhood, Pamela decided to write a children's story. Her grandchildren graced the cover. Her daughter created the illustrations. Her neighbors helped her proofread, and her son-in-law guided her with self-publishing. Time was on her side, as COVID was making its entrance, so she used that time wisely. And before she knew it, the pages of Daisy Days of Spring began to fall into place.
It wasn't long before the boys could be heard hitting two rocks together from their location next door.
Pamela recounts stories from when she was a child and weaves them together into the last 2 weeks of 5th grade.
Every story that I wanted to recount, I could plug into that 2-week period, even though they might have been a few years apart on each side, because I would add the things that were too far away as a memory and add that to my story as Pam thinking back to a memory. So in the end, it all just came together perfectly.
Her characters are inspired by the likes of Beverly Clearly and are equally as mischievous when they need to be.
My childhood home, back of the childhood home, there's a little window in the second story. And in that window is where the bathroom was, and the grate that I peered through to look down into the living room to discover what my parents would say at night when children are supposed to be sleeping.
From ice skating behind the library to playing army and hide and seek in her backyard with friends, Pamela C. echoes lessons of love, respect, and forgiveness in Daisy Days of Spring. Now that the book is published, she's learning more lessons, including the one where going after a desire is paramount to happy living.
Whether you're 50, whether you're 20, whether you're 80, and when it's the right time, as I said, like my plot came easily to me because it was the right time. It was what I was supposed to do. So if you get that urge inside of you, pursue it and look where it can lead.
That leads us to one final question. Is there another book on tap?
Everybody wants me to. I don't know. I've got a whole plot already made up. It's based on true events too, but it would take place in the winter. I end up getting a dog, and it's a Siberian Husky.
That's it. That is all you need to know. You'll have to wait to see if Pam picks up the pen again for a second book. Until then, Daisy Days of Spring is available at the Brownville Glen Park Library to borrow, or for purchase on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. In Brownville, I'm Jolene DeRosier for WPBS Weekly.